Okay, my couture crafters, let's get into this Battastic Christmas card. Hang in there with me, guys. I know we're starting off a little strange for most, but I got a request to do a Batty Christmas card, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm starting off with that shimmery cardstock that you can get from Michaels. It's the one that comes in the silver, and I think there's a cream, and I don't know. You guys know it. It's the shimmery cardstock. And although I swear I'm trying to get rid of all my Michaels cardstock, I really do like this shimmery cardstock. It has never failed me, and I like it. So that's why I'm using the silver shimmery cardstock that comes in the packages. And I'm going over it with some Distress Oxide, and we're giving it a little color. And you can't tell in this video, but you can see the sheen through that opacity of the oxide. I'm using my tailored expression brushes. I've been using them a lot lately, trying to get used to them, trying to see how they perform, just trying to play with my stuff. I am leaving the center without any ink on it for the most part because I kind of wanted to have that highlighted glowy effect that all the cards have lately. I am using Wilted Violet, Picked Raspberry, and another one. Not Dusty Concord. I know I have it out, but it's not Dusty Concord. It's Seedless Preserves. And it's giving me a dark kind of purpley fuchsia-esque color. And then I'm going over the sides just to deepen it up and kind of make it look a little smoky with some black soot. I actually prefer black soot dye ink over the black soot oxide. That oxide isn't really black. It's kind of got like a gray kind of tone to it. It doesn't have enough black dye for my preference. But hey, now I'm using my Tim Holtz. I think it's the Halloween. I don't know what it, you know what? I'm not sure what set this is actually. It's the spider webs though. And this is the one that came out last year. And I love them because they're super fine, super detailed, but I forget the name of it. So you're going to have to look up Stampers Anonymous, Tim Holtz, and Spiderwebs, and you will find it. Again, that it would be a full-time job for me to link the way that I used to when I started off. I just can't do it all. So I tell you in the video where to kind of go find it. And if you reach out to me, I will certainly help you out further. But guys, you got to kind of take what you can get with me right now. And so I just try to create, call out the products as I know them, as I'm creating, and move on. So as you can see, it's kind of floating there. So I took my micron pen and just connected it to the other spider web so that it was a spider web hanging in the center. I'm working on a 6x6 square card. And I just cut the top off. I think I cut about 4 inches off the top. And then I left 2 inches on the bottom. And now I'm running those separate pieces through my Gemini Junior, just giving it a little texture. My idea for this was to kind of make it look like a wall, like a wall in a haunted mansion kind of thing. I wonder if I achieved it. Let me know. So the bottom part of the wall, I have like, what do they call it? Not the chair rail, I can't think of the name of it, and I have it in my home. I don't know why I can't think of the name of when you put the planks up and down. Oh, wainscoting. My goodness, that was going to bother me. And then the top is kind of a quilted wall pattern. Kind of looks like wallpaper. I wish that I had lined that up. I wish I had centered it better. It's not the best centered job. This is a 12 by 12 cardstock. I'm cutting it in half at 6. And then we're going to score right down the middle at 6. And that's going to give me my 6x6 card base. This is a big card for me. Although I hate A2, I don't usually work this big. I usually work slender or a 5x5 square, maybe a 5.5 by 5.5. Very rarely do I go the full 6. But I'm doing it today. No worries. I will probably be making a few large cards this season. Why not? Let's do something different. Let's play. So now I'm gluing these panels on with my art glitter glue. You know I love this glue. I use it for everything. When I say everything, everything, you're going to see in some cards coming up. I just use it to glue stuff on, rhinestones, all that. So after I have those two panels down, I cut a piece of fuchsia cardstock, again from Michaels, one of those sets. I have tons of Michael's papers, guys, which is why I do not keep my scraps. I'm trying to get rid of it. So I cut a little piece and then I throw the rest away. I toss it. So I'm going around the edges, just kind of giving it a little dimension. I'm using black soot for this so that it matches the base. And now we're going to use our art glitter glue and glue it down. I went to Disneyland today and got a chance to get on the Nightmare Before Christmas ride. And now I'm watching Nightmare Before Christmas in the bed while I do this voiceover. If you like Nightmare Before Christmas, then you'll probably like this card. Maybe. Now I am taking the Christmas greetings stamp from last year's Christmas Time stamp set. That's what it's called, Christmas Time, the first one. And I'm using some VersaFine Clair ink to stamp down on there. Probably should have used dye ink. It would have absorbed into the paper. I got a little bit of smudging, but it didn't matter because I was kind of going for that anyway. Now I am tearing the paper. I'm tearing it around the words because I want to give it a kind of unfinished torn paper look. If things had worked out the way that I really wanted them to, I would have been able to use that kind of gothic print, but for whatever reason, I just couldn't get it lined up. I couldn't get it to look right. I needed a straight greeting, one that was literally straight across, so I couldn't use that other one, but boy, did I try. You guys, I tried to force it, but it just wasn't working. So I tore all around it, and I like it. It fits. I kind of like the waves to it and whatnot. I'm going to tear off a little bit more in that area, and then we should be good. Now we need to make it match the rest of the cardstock. So we're going to bust out our Tailored Expressions brushes again and just go around and work the color into the sides. The exposed paper is not metallic, so it looks a little different. It takes the ink a little differently, which I like. And it curls it up a little bit, which is what we're going for. We want it to be kind of a messy, old, worn down, kind of weathered, aged look with these purples. And I'm leaving the center without any ink on it to kind of highlight the center. And now we're going to build up the color, going back and forth just until we get it to where we really like it. Actually, my next card coming up after this one is kind of got a dark undertone to it too. You guys are going to think I have lost my mind. I haven't. It's just in my personality, and this was a request. I like Tim Burton. I like Beetlejuice. I like Alice in Wonderland. I like Nightmare Before Christmas a lot. If I were to ever get a tattoo, my first tattoo would be Jack and Sally. Oh, that would just make me so happy. However, I do not foresee myself getting any tattoos, so don't worry. Now I'm going over it with black soot distress ink, which is black. It's dark and it's taken to this paper like a dream. It gave me just the definition that I wanted. Before, I forgot to record myself gluing down these bats. In my mind, these bats make a Christmas tree. In my mind. Totally can see it. Tell me if you can see it too. And I just used the Sizzix bat set. You guys know I had all those bats left over from the project that I did for Halloween. So I needed to use them, and this was a great way to do it. I got a chance to use all the sizes, and you can't tell me that's not a bat Christmas tree. I love it. So now I'm using my pen blade to pull some foam, the foam liner off of the foam. So that greeting is raised just a touch. And now I decided that that wallpaper needed some rhinestones. So I'm using my wax stick. And I'm just putting these little black rhinestones that I just purchased from the Tall Mouse. Remember in the haul? I got a bunch of these for free because I spent over $20 or $40 or whatever it is. Woohoo, look at that. Don't look at it too hard because this is not even on the background, if that makes sense. Like everything is even. It's sitting in the 0 point, which is why I love the Tim Holtz ruler. I mean, it's sitting directly, but the way that I put it in the folding, in the embossing folder, it's just a little off, so. But I think it looks cool. I chose the black ribbon because it just looked the best. That black velvet ribbon to put at the top of my Christmas tree. I used a jelly roll pen and it came up beautifully on this black cardstock. It is so vibrant on the inside, so I gave you guys a little glimpse of that. Now let's work on this envelope. This is a sheet of paper that I got from Hobby Lobby. It's already aged and crinkly and pretty, so I figured, we'll use it. I was going to use a lavender, and I don't know. I thought this kind of goes with it. So I'm cutting it down to 9 3/4, which is the size square that you need for a 6x6 card, using the 123 most recent one punch that they have, envelope punch board. Now I'm grabbing the set that came out this year that has a big, huge spider web on it. Really like this set too. I forgot that I had all of those sentiments when I was looking for Halloween sentiments. They came and there's some that are in that set also. So now we are going to punch and score according to the directions, which I think is 4 7/8 on this one. So I'm lining up that top side with the line that I just created. You punch, now I'm going to score. Turn it again, punch, line it up, score. And that makes our envelope. Now we're going to put it in our Tim Holtz platform, which is my preferred platform for anything larger than a small card. And we're going to stamp. I can't stamp right there. The stamp hangs off the platform. So I'm just checking which side I think is the top, and we'll just rotate it around. You can literally stamp anywhere on a 12x12 sheet of paper in this platform, but you might not be doing it in the most comfortable way for yourself. But if you rotate the paper around enough, you can stamp on here with pretty much any size stamp. Now, because this is texture paper, you need to kind of stand up and do some CPR on this sucker. And you can't see it. It's not super dark here, but in person, it's pretty cool. You can see a spider web under there. I should have stopped right here. I should have been done with this envelope. But no, I wanted to keep on stamping, and I don't love that I put this stamp right here. The other stamp that I use is fine, but this one right here bugs me a little bit. But it's on there, so we're going to live with it. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. So we're going to place it. Why did I use it if I just left? I just can't leave well enough alone. I never know when to stop. I just keep going and going and going. Using the VersaFine clear ink again there. And now I'm stamping on the flap of the envelope. I like where I put this one. Should have omitted the other one. Oh well. I really, really like where that one sits. A lot. Yes, this is a Christmas card. It's my kind of Christmas card. If you were getting Christmas cards from me, they might look like this with a black and white stripe. This card was requested by Tiffy Starchild. She's a friend of mine, and she really likes bats. She calls bats the puppies of the sky. I do not feel the same way about bats. However, she does, and this is for her. This was her request. And a simple one it was. I really enjoyed making this. It gave me a second to kind of step outside my comfort zone because I never would have made a Christmas-themed card on my channel. On my channel. I would have done it, but probably wouldn't have told anybody other than the people who know me best that I've done a card like this. But I hope that somebody out here loves it. Where all my gothic girls at? So now I'm adding a little bit of color to this envelope. It takes the ink like a dream. You can still see the shiny and shimmery underneath, just like the card. And I didn't color the whole thing. I just added a little bit, just enough to match. And I'm using this strong double-sided adhesive to close this envelope. That's just a little card from like Vegas or something that I always keep around to tear the tape. Now, as usual, I'm going to use my pen blade to release the paper. And now I'm just pushing down a little bit with my bone folder to burnish. Do not do this way. This is some clear glue sticks that I'm putting inside my spoon to start my burning process. You guys know I seal all of my card envelopes with wax seals usually. If you are going to do this, use your glue gun. I have my very tiny tipped glue gun right next to me, so it would have taken forever to try to get enough glue down to melt it. I have seen people melt stuff before, but this was just not a great idea. It worked out just fine. It's just I should have cut more. This stuff is really hard to wipe out of the spoon. Blah blah blah. I cut out an itty bitty bat, stuck the bat in the glue, put some glitter, some purple glitter in the glue too, and then I have a flat back seal. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I hope you continue on with the series. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.